Hello everyone, I am Wesleywulf, and I'm back again to run my all-time favorite game from my childhood, Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. This is the Night Knife remaster that came out in 2017. And yeah, I'm so glad I got in a practice run because I am really nervous to show off this run. This is my favorite run. I have like over 800 hours in it, and I've at one point held every record for it, so I always enjoy showing this one off. Anyway, so we're gonna select our difficulty, and then timing begins. 3, 2, 1, go. First off, we're gonna spam spacebar to skip through this intro cutscene.
Your mission objectives are as follows.
And then we'll be on our way. Now you'll notice right away that we strafe run in this game. This is from the 90s, so that was fairly consistent across FPS games. Move forward in a strafe key and ends up adding the differential, so you move faster overall. Not a huge difference, but it's enough to matter in the long run. So yeah, I just completed one of the required objectives to get through this level. We have to activate distress beacons, rescue 4 children. Otherwise, we cannot enter into the hub area, which we will be using to skip around throughout the game. In addition to that, we've also got 6 keys to collect, which will open up levels 2 and 3. But we go odd numbers first, and then come back and do evens, and that's all just for optimization, like weapon pickups and things like that. And also to get some of the harder levels out of the way sooner. So right here is our first child. I'm gonna go this way. See if our guy shows up. There, perfect headshot. Opens up to activate that switch.
Child rescued.
We're on our way. Okay, the next area is going to use a bit of tech that we take advantage of all throughout, where we use a quick save and quick load in succession. And what that does is remove collision so that I can pass right through doors and such instantly. So there it is right there. Anytime you see that cutaway, throw the switch and right through it. I'm going to prep this arrow because arrows will take out an explosive barrel when one shot. And that paracel. Oh, that's got a little spaz out right there on top of the boat. That's actually kind of rare to see that. It's funny.
Shotgun.
Okay, here's our shotgun. Shotgun's very good for early game. And there's the last of the distress beacons. Yeah, you probably, if you're familiar with this game, like played the original on N64, that game did not have this climbing mechanic that was added into the remaster, and it actually allows us to skip quite a bit. Like right there, that was a minor 2-second time save, but quite difficult to get.
Child rescued.
Thank you, Turok.
Because we skipped over that Raptoid spawns in right there. Alright. There's some explosive shells for the shotgun, which are very important to collect. There's going to be an upgrade we get to the shotgun that's going to really do some insane amount of damage with explosive shells. Alright, these little blue portal things right there, we're not going to enter that one, but they're going to be used for whenever we collect the talismans. This game has sort of a Metroidvania progression system. We collect talismans to give us little power-ups and allow us to access certain areas.
Sniper capability enabled.
Oh, where was my ledge grab?
Flashlight.
Down into this area.
Shotgun.
save load so that I can pass right through this bridge. Alright. In the next room, we got these 2 intros. Oh, we missed. It's in a weird spot. Alright.
Flashlight.
They're unfortunate. So rescue that child and traumatize her for life by throwing ourselves off into that death pit. Alright. So switches in the game are activated on proximity. I don't have to do any sort of input. So one way we can optimize throughout the run is pulling away just in time. Like, get in just close enough and then pull away. And over the course of the run, after all the switches and stuff we pick up, you know, that saves a massive amount of time. Oh, actually missed that. There we go. Okay, so that bridge actually has collision, and I can just mantle up on top of it without having to lower it. As long as you jump, don't mess up that jump. Alright, final child is up ahead in this area, which I know myself, I missed in my very first playthrough of this game. It was tucked away and well hidden. So, similar to that bridge jump, we're gonna jump right there in that spot. Climb on top of the cage so that we can reach the switch here.
Child rescue.
That's all the children rescued. Blast those 2 nerds out of our way. Save load, pass right through this. And again here in this area. So the thing about switches, if the barrier is thin enough, you can actually activate it on the other side, which I'm gonna do right here, collecting the key, and there's a switch to open up this gate right there. And now for the catwalking section, which, if you ever played this on N64, was kind of a nightmare on that controller. When you have such a limited FOV and a narrow pathway, it can be a recipe for disaster. Right at the top, I'm gonna jump around that raptor. Then we get to these enemies called an entrail that I need to take out because they're gatekeepers. Do our air jump correctly, we can get just to the top of that. And I'm hoping for... No, okay. I was hoping the ammo spawner would give us explosive shells, but no such luck. All we have now is one more key to collect, and then what's called a totem defense.
Shotgun.
These 2 dinosaurs right here, for some reason, we're moving too fast, and they take a while to wake up. And that's like the only time in the whole run we see something like that. It's always really amusing. Alright, so this little section's a bit convoluted. There's a lot of switches to open up everything. We're gonna get our key here. I'm taking this specific route because the most optimal route to avoid all the entrails. You don't want to fire your gun or jump around too much, otherwise it'll wake them up and they can potentially run and get in your way. Alright, and that is the first level down. Here we are to the totem defense. So, this is the only time we'll see this, just a wave-based fight. Grabbing all the explosive shells that spawn in. Okay. Should be one more.
Mission accomplished.
That's it. And then we move just slightly to the left to tag that checkpoint, because we need to warp back to that later. And we move off to Death Marshes. Again, spamming spacebar to skip through this cutscene. This is the shortest level in the whole speed run. It is where we collect the best weapon in the game. Probably, actually, best weapon in the franchise, I would say. Okay, that's unfortunate. A little water hop. We can ledge grab right there. That jump is way more difficult than it looks, because you're kind of walled off, and also the death plane on that water, that poison water, is a bit precarious. So for this level, we're not doing any of the objectives. We're not required to, because we have the hub checkpoint we can warp back to. So all we're looking for is the talisman and the keys for the next level. And the talisman we're going to get for this is called the Breath of Life, which will allow us to swim in the poison water. Yeah, the weapon I picked up there is sort of inspired by RoboCop's Auto 9. It's got a 3-round burst. Actually, a very good weapon. I'm gonna quick save just for safety. Yeah, I was afraid of this. The safety save is because that poison water is right there, and I did accidentally fall off in practice. I'm gonna tag this. And I'm taking this very specific line right here to avoid these enemies breaking through the bridge right there and blocking us. That just skips over their trigger. And we're gonna do a really specific jump right there to make it up to this bridge. This saves, like, I think around close to a minute. Maybe not. I might be exaggerating a bit. But anyway, here's our shredder from that secret area. This is the best weapon in the whole franchise, because it ricochets everywhere, and with explosive shells, it just continuously does explosive damage. In fact, this weapon is so ridiculously busted, they had to nerf it. Because it used to bounce off of enemies, and that would allow you to just melt right through bosses. Now, you might ask, if it melts through bosses, why don't you just down patch? Reason is, they didn't have cutscenes skipping until later, so it's not worth it.
Hey, over here!
Yeah, there's one of our objectives, that guy calling for help. There's like 3 of those dudes in here, but we're ignoring them. We're only concerned with this talisman up here we're going to collect.
You have found a sacred eagle feather.
Activate that. And
Portal activate.
that feather serves as like currency to trade in for the talisman. And yeah, these little cutscenes here are all unskippable. So this is about the only break that we get throughout the run, is visiting these.
Breath of Life talisman. This talisman will allow you to swim unharmed through poisonous waters. May it help you on your journey.
Right, and with that collected, we'll head on out, and then we'll move on to the end of the level.
Hey, over here!
That satchel charge is required to blow up one of the objectives. It's just inconsequential. It's just right there, so we happen to pick it up. Alright. The save load, I'm going to shoot all these raptors just beyond the fence. And the key passes right through. There we go. We got the double kill. Nice bounce. Right. Now I'm going to do a little technique here called a dolphin jump. Jump midair, because this game has coyote jumping, or air jumps, whatever you want to call it. visit Adon.
Greetings, Turok. How
And
may I assist
Then
you?
we're gonna collect. We're gonna get
Ammo
ammo
granted.
because that restocks our explosive shells. Then we'll move off to level 5.
Game saved.
This is by far the most difficult level in the whole speedrun in every
The
category
Hive of the Mantids.
because it has a lot of
Destroy 3
precision
queen-
shots.
Plasma rifle. Sniper capability enabled.
That's a bad shot right there. Hopefully I
Force
can make up for
field
that later.
down.
Alright. Unfortunate I missed that. Okay, I'm gonna point in a very specific
Force
spot,
field down.
bounce that shot, and take out the generator. And because I missed that one shot, I'm gonna actually use the plasma rifle. Because we get another plasma rifle, and that restocks our ammo. Ammo management, in addition to all the precision shots that we do, ammo management is very important for this level. Don't really need to shoot that one, but on
Full
like
health.
hardcore or other difficulties, those turrets are the most dangerous enemy in the entire game. Alright, and I'm gonna do a little safety save right here, just in case I mess up this jump. Go, shoot that, and again, as I said, I'm gonna use plasma rifle for this.
Force field down.
I normally use explosive shells, but I
Plasma
missed the shot,
rifle.
and
Sniper
I need to manage my
capability
ammo.
enabled. 3 lives remaining.
I am Turok!
Ultra health.
Dude. And now we're gonna come up to a really interesting trick, but can also be quite
Grenade
frustrating if
launcher.
things don't go very well. I'm pulling up the little mini-map to watch my lines through here. I want to pull this guy out of his line of sight so that he can hit us in the air. Okay, that is the wrong direction. Let's reset. There we go. Yeah, just get a little damage boost from him. That's faster than running around to hit the switches. And the reason why I'm using the grenade launcher is because there's a box right here. We're essentially manipulating the ammo spawners to give us explosive shells. Right now, the only ammo that's missing is explosive shells.
Game saved. Force field down.
That was what we call a crouch shot. Your line of sight pokes it through the floor or through the wall just briefly so that you can fire a shot through it. Okay, this room has got a minor time save that I'm going to try to do.
Force field down.
There we go, I got a first shot. Good. Get this guy out. I'm using mag 60 because there's a refill right up ahead. Okay, all these all the weapons that I'm using, they're very
Mag 60.
very specific because we know where the gun pickup is going to be to restock our ammo. So I'm going to head down through here and we're going to open up the warp portal, or the talisman chamber, and
Warp
also collect
portal
the feather.
activated.
And then we're going to take a death warp.
You have found a sacred eagle feather. 4 lives
So back in this
remaining.
familiar area, I'm going to go down to the talisman chamber and get the Whisper's talisman. This essentially just like slowly lifts us up over certain areas to reach places that we couldn't before.
Whisperer's talisman. With this talisman, you call upon ancient voices to lift you over areas that may not be.
Now coming
crossed
up
otherwise.
is a very difficult room. We call it super cycle. So I'm gonna I'm gonna lock in and focus here. I'm not gonna talk at all because I really want to get this. First, I'm gonna collect explosive shells, and then we're gonna head down through there. See, because we managed our ammo, they're spawning explosive shells. Okay. Now time for me to focus up.
Full health. Cerebral bore. Force field down.
And there we go. Let's fucking go. That's super cycle. So yeah, as soon as you enter this room, it's on a cycle, whether you get that elevator or not. And your movement has to be on point. You have to make a few precision shots. And I'm really glad to have gotten that on in a speedrun marathon.
Force field generator destroyed. Scorpion missile.
And there's the Scorpion missile launcher. This fires in a volley of volley of 3. And here is the bitrate tunnel. So apologies, but there's nothing I can do about it. This probably looks really bad on stream. It's just all the moving textures. And we're through. Uh-oh. Actually missed the grenade. Okay, so we got these eggs. I'm gonna have to use this for it.
Grenade launcher.
And back to the grenade launcher. I'm gonna take a wide line around this, because sometimes when you get on the right side of that web wall, it will slow down, like, to a crawl. It's really frustrating. So I've kind of just, ever since then, I've been moving to the left side. Alright. So this is going to be one of the levels that we come back to later. In fact, all the odd-numbered levels we come back to, so 1, 3, and 5, because we need what is called a Primogen key, which unlocks the final boss. The only boss that we're doing, because we skip all the others. Use the geometry of that tree to jump across to that bridge. And I'm going to do a bounce shot to hopefully take out everything. There we go. Nice. Okay. So, and Adon will be picking up ammo.
Greetings,
And then we'll be
Turok.
going on
How may I
to
assist
go back
you?
to level 2.
Ammo granted.
Alright.
Slaughter by the
So,
river.
if anybody remembers this level,
Your mission objectives are as follows.
playing it casually or playing it as a kid, that dinosaur, the Styracosaurus, we actually don't ride on that because it's slower. So instead, going on foot, using a combination between our explosive shredder and the plasma gun. Those right there. At high difficulties, those... Let me wait until the airplane goes overhead. Those mortars are devastating on higher difficulties. They can one-shot you. And it's pretty nerve-wracking if you attempt to play this on hardcore, or speedrun it on hardcore. In fact, my health is a bit low. Lower than I'd like. One more tunnel. Okay, good. That guy threw a grenade. I can squeeze right by him. Alright. Now, these switches in the next room are very generous. So we're going to shoot right between it and activate them both at once. And then we're going to fire an arrow right next to this other switch. And that will lower just in time for us to cross over it. Cutting corners. Oh yeah, one thing since we got some ramps here, one thing I didn't mention yet is that anytime there's a incline, we'll jump up or jump down it, because obviously that's faster. Jump right through that gap. The bridge actually has no collision. And same up ahead. We're gonna do a water hop. I said we're gonna do a water. Okay, never mind. Bridge has no collision, so after shamefully climbing back up, I just passed right through it. Shoot that raptor because he quite often will get in my way when I'm trying to collect the golden keys.
Full health.
So, there's one down. Other. While I wait for this door to open up, I'm going to explain a little trick that I'm going to go for it. I don't think I'm going to get it because it is by far the most difficult jump in the entire game. It's we don't really have a specific name for it. It's just the River of Souls bridge jump. And to give you an idea of just how difficult it is, I've been speedrunning this off and on for like, what, 5 years now? I have never gotten this in a run, and I've only gotten it maybe 3 times in practice. I'm gonna go for it though. Yep, nope. You can possibly skip to that, but good luck. Not even a task can do it. Why? Because Turok actually has a breathing animation, and so therefore his collision box kind of fluctuates, and that's why even with like a macro doing a task movement, it sometimes won't make it. So yeah. If you get it though, it'll save a good like 15 seconds. So it's worth it to try to go for it, even though it's next to impossible.
Shotgun.
All right, I'm gonna bounce this shot. Take out that soul gate. It's one of the only objectives required for this level. Otherwise, we can't progress. Now, I've got the Firestorm cannon out because it has a rather unique property of being able to shoot through floors. So I am going to set up right here. And I'm pulling up the console because I'm checking for data. We're not actually entering the code. That's against the rules. I'm just checking for information to see if the door opened. Yeah, but yeah. There is a switch that I was shooting through the floor to try to hit way down at the bottom there, and with it we can save ourselves from having to swim around, and it will save like something like 20 seconds, so it's pretty much mandatory if you want a good time. Okay, and what that switch does is lower these bridges, or these ladders. Otherwise we would have to swim, and that takes too much time. Okay, now to the crypt area. This is going to have another required objective that we need to do to progress. I'm going to take out a group of zombies right there. Let's swap the scorpion launcher. Hope that got all of them. There we go. You didn't see her because I just like shot her from downtown. But that was the Sister of Despair. It's like she's a demon that I guess has the one that's been raising the dead. So we take her out and we can progress on further. Glad I was able to get rid of them quickly and efficiently. All that we have left is the talisman and the... I forget if it's... Oh, it's... Yeah, 2 more keys to get. And then we'll be done. And we never have to come back to this level again.
Bow, sniper capability enabled.
I'm gonna go this route, and then we're gonna do a risky air jump. Close the shells right there. Minute. They're required to take out those copies, but they're really damn annoying. I think the sounds they make, somebody in my chat one time
Portal activated.
pointed that out, that I think they're sampled from squirrels, so...
You have found a sacred eagle feather.
But when there's a whole bunch of them, they're just really irritating, so... You know, screw them. And now there's going to be an intro up ahead. Try to do a bounce shot to get him. Nope. Bad RNG. So I get these 2. Nope. No luck with the bounce shots. Okay. Now to collect the Leap of Faith. Mechanically, this one functions a lot like the Whisper's Talisman, except it's faster. That's the only difference.
The spirits accept your offering. I grant you the Leap of Faith talisman. With
So
this
far, we
talisman,
actually haven't
you
seen
may
me
break distances
use any of the
simply by
talismans yet.
standing on the talisman pads.
But we're going to use it right away to collect our Primogen key. Right through here. Here's the Leap of Faith pad. All you do is just step on it and it locks you into an angle. In fact, you can hardly look left and right. So there's really, you can't shoot or do anything. And here is our Primogen key.
Primogen key found.
So we are all done with level 2. Mission failed because we didn't do all the objectives, but that doesn't matter because we can just warp back to the hub. We have all the keys that we need.
How may I assist you? Ammo,
Need ammo
granted.
again. Back to the hub.
Game saved.
Open up level 4 and half of level 6.
The Lair of the Blind. Your mission objectives are as follows.
And Lair the Blind Ones. So this level can be kind of a snooze. There are a few difficult platforming sections, but it's not bad. The reason why I fired that weapon is because that entrail can sometimes stand right where we're about to land and block us, and we can fall off and die. It is very rare, but it's, I mean,
Game.
it's best to take him out than to kill your run. So that quick save I did in the air was to remove collision again. Gotta go collect these cave door keys to open this up.
Primogen key
we go.
found.
Get the Primogen key right at the start of the level. So this one, this level, just like, oh crap, I missed. Didn't matter. Just like in Hive of the Mantas, this level has a few precision shots. There's gonna be a tunnel up ahead that requires us to flip 2 switches, but if we do a wall shot, we can bounce a shot around and hit both of them at once. First, take out this. Oh, I'm on the wrong ammo type. Go, and we get the message. There we go. You hit it in the right spot, you activate both switches. Now, coming up is the... There's kind of a cave-in going on right here, and yes, the rocks can do damage, and if you're playing on, like, hardcore, they're ridiculous. Like, it's almost unfair, because you can't even, like, you can't even predict the rocks when they're going to drop on you or not. They can be a big source of frustration to deal with. For this key, I'm going to actually run past it first to activate this bridge, because that takes a bit of time. Don't worry about that message saying all mission objective complete. That's a bug. I don't know why it displays that every time you pick up that key, but we just ignore it. Firing that right there, and that switch, clear the way.
Full health.
Okay, now for the waterfall section. This trick, this jump here requires you. It's kind of a reach, so you need to get the maximum distance. And we do that by strafing into it and turning. That's why we quick save, because... There we go. Yeah, we strafe into that to reach the furthest distance, and then you have to slowly turn so that you can be able to mantle it, otherwise you're not going to get across. And it is highly advised you quick save there. Otherwise, if you fall down, you'll lose minutes of time to get back up. Oh, come on. It's like Joshua's having a bit of trouble doing a simple jump. There we go. Okay, this is the infamous water tunnels. If you ever played the original N64 version, this section is a nightmare. You do not get the torpedo launcher early like this. Night Dive revamped the layout and moved the torpedo launcher right at the entrance to make it less of a nightmare to navigate. So we've got it easy now. Collecting our cave door key. We're actually not using that for the intended purpose. We're going to use it for another cave door. That one I picked up just happens to be the most convenient to collect. And there we go. We are through the worst section in the whole level.
Techbo, sniper capability enabled.
This section, I'm gonna do a safety save here. I see a lot of like new runners get nervous right here, like following the spinning platform around. All you need to do, wow, distracted myself talking. I just missed it. You just need to hold still and then strafe jump onto it. It's really not that bad. Alright, and now for the lava section. This would normally require us to get to the Heart of Fire Talisman, but there's a bit of a quirk with the lava in that it takes so long for it to register that you're sitting in it.
Mag 60.
So we can effectively jump across the surface of the lava without needing the talisman for it.
Sniper capability enabled.
There we go. 1, 2, and 3, and we're over. So that effectively makes the Heart of Fire Talisman the most worthless talisman in the whole speedrun. This is the only time we need to use it. Or to get on lava, rather. Whoa! The quadruple kill? I've never gotten that before. That was very fortunate to get in a speedrun in the marathon. So that ought to demonstrate just how busted this weapon is, to be able to do something like that.
Game saved. Sunfire pod.
Alright, so we need to collect that cave door key where you see where that exclamation mark is. I'm going to drop down here. Just about finished with this level. Put that in. Now it's very important you jump right here to alert this spider so that it'll move out of the way so we can shoot that one. Otherwise he'll get in your way and block the shot. Okay. Waiting for these two guys. One more. We'll pass right through here. This next area I'm gonna do a little safety save, just in case. I mean, I haven't messed this up in a long time, but I'm gonna be sure I don't mess it up for the marathon.
Shredder.
There's the last of our keys. Now we just need to kill a few enemies here with a mouse. Oh, that was okay. There we are. All the keys collected. We never have to come here again.
Greetings, Turok. How may I assist you?
We're not taking ammo for her this time because there is some explosive shells like right at the start of this level.
Game saved. The
Right.
Primogen's light
Lightship.
Your mission objectives are as follows.
This level
Scorpion
is divided
missile launcher.
into 4 sectors with this central hub area. Our goal is to reach the Primogen key right there in the center, but we have to go to each sector and deactivate the shield that's preventing us from getting out. It's very easy to get lost in this level. All the tunnels look the same, pretty much. Do a little ledge grab right there. There's the door of 1,000 openings. I don't know why it does that. Here to the floor to take out both of those enemies so nothing blocks us or knocks us around. Now, here is the first of the 4 switches we have to activate. with that, and now we're gonna head down. Here, just drop the first of the shields right there in the center. Off to Sector 2. Sector 2 has... there's a switch that we have to reach that normally requires the Eye of Truth talisman, but Eye of Truth just... all it does is make the... what am I doing? The wrong way. Eye of Truth just extends the bridge and makes it visible. The bridge is actually already there. So we can just refer to the map and find our way across without needing the talisman. But you'll see that coming up. Safety save. I sometimes don't trust myself with that jump. Okay, the wind tunnels. One section of the game where I'm still always pulling up the mini-map because I sometimes get turned around in here. That guy, I'm gonna safety save right here. So look at the mini-map, you can see ledge grab. We can get right up here without needing the talisman. One thing we need to do throughout this run is try to take as much damage as we can, because we'll be needing to death warp. That's unfortunate. I tried to get both of them in one shot, but it made collision with the enemy and stopped. And that is Sector 2. Grab this grenade launcher. Sector 3 has one of the hardest rooms in this entire level, because there's a lot of very tricky jumps. And on higher difficulties, it is potentially the most dangerous room in the whole game, because there's a lot of high-level enemies in there. Okay, another wind tunnel. This one in particular is really annoying because if you clip into something wrong, you can end up getting sent back like an entire minute. I don't know how it works. There's like some sector over sector shenanigans or something. But like right here, I always quick save, because one time it happened to me during a 100% run, and I was on PB pace, and that's killed my run right there. Flipping in through that little wind tunnel, and it's sending me back like a full minute. So never again. I always prepare for it. Now for the most difficult room in this level.
Cerebral bore.
There we go. You had to focus up on that one. Those platforms are very skinny. You can easily miss them. Here's that I'm dropping frames. I don't know why. Was that me or was that the mod stream? I don't know. Anyway, taking out these two enemies. Our health is really high. I don't want to be here with this. It's going to be much lower than this. This section right here, I'm going to run along the wall because it'll push me in, and then the very precise jump we can ledge grab. No ammo? Why is it so late?
Walk portal activated.
It was a very delayed ammo spawn. Blow that open.
You have found a sacred
There's our
eagle.
feather for the Eye of Truth. So those blue laser cells are used to deactivate red laser cells, which can hurt us. And there we go. One more break before the end. Yeah, this is required because when we backtrack after this level, there's in the Hive of the Mantids, there's a Eye of Truth platform that we cannot reach through normal means. And I emphasize normal means because there is a category that's just completely cursed, and we yeah, just go and watch it. It's absurd. The tech that we use in any percent shouldn't. I would not wish that upon my worst enemy. That is a painful category. It involves a lot of dying and a lot of moving around and complete and total darkness. PFM. There we go, replacing the red lasers with the blue so we can pass through. Here's the fourth and final barrier to drop the shield so we can get the Primogen key. I kind of want my health to be a bit lower than this, but we can work with it. It'll be fine. This is a marathon, so we don't need to, we don't need it to be perfect.
Primogen key found.
Now with the Primogen key collected, we need to go back to one of the Adon portals. Because I didn't take enough damage, I'm going to drop into this laser grid. There we go. For one tick. 21's still a bit high. Hopefully we take enough damage along the way. Okay. So, done with that level, never need to go back.
Greetings, Turok.
Now to revisit
How may I assist you?
Port of Vadia. Go to village, because that takes us closest. And this is where we needed the Leap of Faith talisman to reach this one.
Primogen key found.
There's one. Head back the way we came from. Take the portal again. Take the warp to back to Death Marshes.
Greetings, Turok. How may I assist you?
This is where we needed the Breath of Life talisman. Hoping this intro right here will throw a grenade at me. I completely missed it. Okay, well, 18 is that's doable. It'll take us a little bit longer to die here, but it won't be bad. But yeah, the main reason why we want a death warp is because this current that I'm moving in the water is like will push back as we're trying to swim back, and there's no other way through there other than death warping.
Primogen key found.
Okay, that was all right.
7 lives remaining.
Back up right into the portal.
Greetings, Turok. How may I assist
No, we death
you?
warp. Turok just shrugs it off. He just smugly walks into there like nothing happened. Okay. The final Primogen key. We're coming back to Hive of the Mantids. Alright, and now that we have the Eye of Truth, you can see the platform yourself.
Ultra health.
The platform was always there, it's just made invisible and extended away a little bit.
Primogen key found. 7 lives remaining.
We just need to go back the way we came and go back into the portal. We can fight the final boss.
Greetings, Turok. How may I assist you?
I'm not going to bother picking up anything. We're just going to go right back to the hub. Drop all of those in, and we're good to go. Now, I got about a minute until the fight begins. So I want to, I guess, do my shout-outs now. Yeah, thank you again, Ahmad, for letting me showcase this run. Again, this is my favorite game from my childhood. It's been my main speed run. And just as a reminder, you're never too old to speedrun. I managed to snag all the world records and keep them for about a full year, and I'm in my 30s, so just give it a shot if you've never done it before. Even if you just do it as a hobby.
I think you'll find I'm well prepared.
Okay, for Primogen, there's a lot of RNG in this fight. So at first, he's gonna drop down these bombs. It's always 3 in the first phase. And then these little drones are gonna come out, and we gotta blow those up. And then Primogen himself will come out. And then well, you'll see. The bosses in Turok 2 are not just a straight, like, shoot it until it dies kind of thing. There's certain weak points you have to aim at. Alright. I'm gonna drop down this mine right there. Swap over to the grenade launcher. I'm gonna angle him so that he steps on it with his right foot. And he goes through a recharge phase. I'm gonna interrupt it with a grenade to the face. Flies away again. Rinse and repeat. Grab these. Yeah, he'll go back into his little DJ booth, and we do the whole thing over again. Now, this is where the RNG begins. Depending on how many bombs he drops, that can either save or lose time. So that was 2 bombs. That's bad RNG. Not the worst RNG, but it's still bad. Okay, looks like we're getting another wave of bombs. 1, 2, it's bad RNG. Yeah, that was bad RNG. Twice in a row. This fight can be such a pain when you're trying to grind for the record, because this will make or break the run. I have been on world record pace and lost it to him because of bomb RNG. It's awful. Okay, back to his booth he goes, and we do more bombs. 1, 2, bad RNG. But hey, at least it's not the worst RNG. And just 1? Okay, good. We are. Time is coming up. Set down exactly 3 mines. And then we'll get him with a headshot with the shredder, and there'll be time. It's time. Oops, that was a 101.39 accidentally reset the timer. 101.39 was the final time. Now, because we're ahead of schedule, I'm going to show off something really cool. I'm going to wait through until we can skip this right here.
Thank you for your valor too.
Well, there's a really fun trick that you can use on the current patch, and it'll not necessarily trivialize, but it helps tremendously if you want to play and beat the game on hardcore. So stay tuned through that little glitch showcase, and I'm going to do in a second, and I'll be done for the marathon.
I have been unable to identify the force which conspired against you during your battle with the Primogen. Its form eluded me.
So basically, this is what she's talking about. She's setting up for Turok 3.
A feeling unlike any that I have ever experienced. There is a natural balance in the cosmos between
and then
that
I'll
which we
roll the
define
credits,
as good
and
that
it'll
which
allow
we
me to
know
skip.
evil, light and dark, order and chaos. Although I have been unable to gain any specific knowledge of this being, its energy signature feels as if it exists beyond either fundamental force. And one other thing, Joshua. Each time I scanned this entity's signature, I also detected the energies of the Turok lineage as well. Whatever it is, your ancestors have dealt with it before.
Okay. And yep. Now we'll go new game, hardcore. Hardcore, the enemies, so damage-wise, if you're playing on hardcore, they do like twice as much damage. And you also have 1 single life. But there's a little trick we can do here to give us 255 lives instead, because the life value is stored in like, what, a single bite? So 256, but it starts at 0. What we're gonna do, we take note of this door right here. This leads back to the hub area. We move forward. I'm gonna let this guy kill us on purpose, because in the game over screen, we still have control over Turok. I'm gonna throw a grenade or just mess around. He throws a grenade when I'm already at 1 HP. Amazing. Yeah. all I did was hold forward at the game over screen, and I was able to control Turok to pass right through that door and into the hub area. So I'm at 0 health and 0 lives. I'm gonna go to Adon.
Greetings, Turok.
I'm gonna
How
select
may
health
I
here.
assist you?
So this will
Health
bring us out of that
granted.
undeath state that I'm in right now. I'm gonna exit out. So I'm back to 100 HP and I can be killed again. But because I have 0 lives, the game cannot subtract from 0. And you'll see what happens in a second. You know, bait his grenade because that does the most damage. There we go. 255 lives. So if anyone wants to try to get the I Am Turok achievement for this game, beating it on hardcore, there you go. There's an easy way to do it. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for tuning in and watching me crush this game. Hope you all enjoyed.